Or I am excited. This is the first video of 2026. It is a live stream. And I am so excited. We're going to talk about lifestyle changes that I'll be making this year and for future. And also content changes that'll be happening here. And so I'm really excited. I don't make resolutions, I make lifestyle changes. Some things they can happen right away. Other things it takes time to be consistent with it. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And so thank you to the replay crew. And thank you for those who came later in the live and then circled back. I appreciate y'all. So I'm going to do the intro, give YouTube time to do what it do. I'm going to try these. Ustelier. Hey, Janet. Hyaluronic acid eye mask. I just want to see if I like them. I got these from Amazon, and it was like at least 3 different ones in a pack. I want to say 4. It was 4 different ones in the box. Hey, Janessa. Of course. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I like that they have expiration date on them. And the expiration date for these, the hyaluronic acid ones, is April 9th, 2027. And they were just manufactured April 10th, 2024. So I like that they have an actual expiration date on it. And all of them do that came in that box. And I have some in my kit, but it was a huge box. I only put like 3 of each in my kit. But I said, you know what? Let me just see what I think about them. Some things for hyaluronic acid irritate my skin and some doesn't. And it does say 12-month PAO one here. But once you open it and use it, it's only a one-time use. You throw it away. So that's strange. Um, this is not from the United States. It says self-life. Supposed to be shelf life, but they have self-life, 3 years in the sealed situation, it says. And they do have the expiration date down here. So that's curious. They still put a PAO on it because you use them and then you throw them away. Janet, were you able to get a calendar from Janessa? I started the live smiling because I brought it over here to look at it, and I was just like flipping through, looking at all of these wonderful, gorgeous pictures of one of my best Judys. And this is, you ordered one, good. Do you want to see it? Because I'll show you the pictures. And hey, Alexandra. And we know she does different themes every year. Last year, it was more of like dark greens. And this one is like really airy. And this one is Candy Bay. All right, let me put these on. Oh, I didn't do the intro yet. Do I need to do the intro? Yeah, for replay crew. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy trollation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? Some people still ask. I call it that because the Crazy Troll Nation motto is what we live by over here on this corner of these YouTube streets. The crazy is not being able to get this package open. The crazy, y'all, they're both stuck up here. And this is the thing down here. They're both stuck with the plastic. The crazy is knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part, I don't want to break it. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, tool, or technique because that's what they're telling you in whatever video you're watching. Wear whatever you want. Wear? I don't know what I thought I said. Wear whatever you want to. Put it on however you want to. Use whatever tools you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. The bottom line here is self-acceptance and self-love. We embrace our natural features. We enhance them if we want to, when we want to, but never because we feel like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look. Excuse me, even when you're not wearing face paint. 2 tidbits about me. One is I curse because I curse. The other is there's an organism named Bruce that lives right here who already just tried to make an appearance. I just drank some water. I try to be aware of him to say, excuse me. And if y'all do hear something and I don't say anything, it's because I wasn't aware for whatever random, strange reason. So that is the intro. That's what we stand for. And that's 2 tidbits about me. This says leave on for 15 to 20 minutes. So we're looking at 5 minutes. And so like 20 after? Well, it's 15 to 20. Usually they say like 10 to 15. So like 20 after. Okay. So this is Janessa's calendar. Anybody replay crew that sees this and you may want one, contact her immediately. I do think she has a few more left. So this says Candy Bay. And then up here she put Dion. Keep it sweet. Janessa. I forgot that she autographs it because she did that last year, but I just thought that was last year. I didn't expect it for this year. So I was like, she let her write on it. And down here it says Crazy Troll Nation. Y'all, she thinks of everything. On the back, trying to get the glare off, it's a little picture of what's on the front. And it says Candy Bay. This is so cute. And this came in handy for me last year because I was like, yes, it will be there soon. Oh, yours will be there soon. Hey, beautiful Joe, I'm showing Janessa's calendar. If you want one, she has a few more left. And so this is called Candy Day. And she does one every year. And so I'm showing Janet because she just ordered it. And I asked if she wanted to see it. She was like, sure. So this is January. It is adorable. And the flip side is just a regular calendar. And it came in handy for me last year because I would write when I was doing my live streams. And what the live stream was. And so I used the one last year and I used this one for helping me keep track of content. And so let's go to, I'm going backwards. All right. That's January. This is February. This is February. And this is just fabulous. Oh, man. March. There's 4 pictures for March. And these are those pictures. They're like so much fun. So that's March. I am like so giddy over this thing. This is April. I don't know what that is. I was like, what is that? Says me who has a penis pillow, right? That's April. This is May. I don't know what these Barbies is doing. The Barbies is fighting. And this one, I'm like, what the hell? God knows. They are battling. Oh my gosh, but it's beautiful. And this is like, get him. This is June. So there's 3 pictures for June. Like a giant gummy bear. Yeah, I was like, what is that? So this is June. This is really nice. July. Hey Tanya. This is July. Tanya, she still has a few left if you want to get your calendar. That's June. July. This is so cute. Because like she has on, pinks, which flows with Janessa's, and then Janessa has on blues, which flows with the color that person's wearing. And I guess that's another gummy bear. Janet, I don't know. I don't know what they are, but they're adorable. So this is August. Did I say July? I don't know what I said. This is September. That's cute. Actually, all of them are cute. That's September. Hi, Macy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And this is October. October has 6 pictures. So we're going to go slow and try not to have glares. I'm going to try to see. Make sure that y'all can see them. Candy Bay. So this is October. She's like, ooh, and ooh. These are so nice. I always say Janessa has like the best ideas. Like she really does. And she executes them exceptionally well. This is November. And even though you're seeing it now, Janet, when you get it, it's going to be like, wow. I mean, it's still just, and this is December. All of them are gorgeous, Janessa. Thank you so much. Hey, Haywood. I was showing Janessa's calendar. She has a few left if you want to get one from her before she runs out. So that's the whole calendar, Janet. And I'm excited to have it. I'll figure out where to put it. I may do a video after this one. I'm not sure. The Creative Art with Heart collab. I spent a lot of time today doing the business side of things, and there's more to do. There's some stuff I'm like, oh, I could breeze through this. No, you cannot. You cannot. Hey, Skinny Queen. So today we're going to talk about, I don't make New Year's resolutions. I need to trim my brows. I was thinking to do that because I was thinking this was the brush video. The brush live stream is tomorrow. So I'll be barefaced again tomorrow because I'll be demonstrating on my face. Thanks for showing that off. You're welcome, Janessa. Yes, she has a few left. Skinny Queen, I just showed Janessa's 2026 calendar and I just went through month by month. She has a few left if you want to order some, and they are amazing. I think Janet should get one. I think Tanya should get one. And I'm saying that for those who do content because I was using the one from last year to help me track my content. So I do put stuff in my phone, but if I want to see, okay, what do I have scheduled for this month? It's all right there. And so, because at first I was like, what am I going to use this for? Like, I haven't used like a physical calendar in like how long? But then one day I was like, ooh. And it did come in handy and I did use it. And so I'm excited to have that one. Janessa, a dope dealer. I'm going to tell you why. On the street, they say the first one is free. So it's like they give you something and you use it and you like it. And then next time you want one, you got to pay for it. That's why I said that. Because last year she sent me one. She's like, oh, I'm going to send you a calendar. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I bought this one this year. She got me hooked. She's a dope dealer. But I was more than happy to have it. And I think I ordered it when she had mentioned it. I was watching one of her, I don't know if it was a live stream or video or what. And I went and ordered it. Actually, I told her, I said, I'm going to order one right now. And so I ordered it like while she was talking about it. Because I'm like, I want to make sure I get mine in. Sometimes use calendar pics as work of art. Yeah, that too. That too. I'm going to order one tomorrow when I get my paycheck for being a bad bitch. All right now. Making my hog jowl, turnip greens, and black eyed peas. I'm a little late in the day though. Hog jowl, that's a part of a pig, right? Because I'm thinking a hog is a pig. Okay. So I don't make New Year's resolutions because they never stay. I make lifestyle changes. And so I typed out some things. And I'm going to let y'all know what they are. And feel free to hop in, chat, say whatever it is that you're going to change this year. And for future, excuse me. The first thing I have on my list is being more protective of my peace. Because as much as I like to think I'm good at it, sometimes I let things get under my skin, and I need to get better at doing that. So being more protective of my peace than I have been. And also, that's your word for your peace, yeah. And along with that is, and I know I keep saying I have a habit of during my wake-ups, I check messages, emails, comments on YouTube, stuff like that. And some stuff is just really quick. And then a lot of emails I don't even read. It's not spam, but like the sell stuff. And I told y'all during this no buy, I'm not posting any sell stuff on my community tab. So those just get deleted, right? Yo, I hate this text stuff. I hate it. When I'm near my laptop, it pops up that it's syncing with my laptop. And that happened after. Oh, I went dark when it did that. Am I still dark? Can you see me? I see dead people. That was weird. That never happened before. And my phone did just update like 2 days ago. And every time I update, something happened. So I remember saying, okay, thank you, Tanya. So I remember saying I have a habit of just reading messages, checking my messages, and all of that during my wake ups. And I've been saying I need to stop doing that. And so I'll say I practiced that this morning when I was asleep. Because I started checking messages and I'm like, no, 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 just stop. Um, if I read a message, if it's a message that requires mental energy, because like the emails that I don't read, they just go straight to delete. You have a habit of eating on your wake ups, Sister Tanya. Skinny Pink got a flamingo skirt and it's so gorgeous. Okay. So for any time of the day, if I read a message that requires mental energy, if I'm not feeling it at that time, or if I'm busy, or if I'm doing something, or if my mind is just elsewhere, respond to it. Either respond that I received it and I'll reply later, or just circle back to it at a later time and hope that I remember. Because sometimes I receive messages and things, and I'll do a short message because I'm doing something else, or like it's a mentally it's a message that requires mental energy, and at that time I don't have it for that because I'm engaged in something else. And so those I do think I'm just going to not reply and then hope I remember to circle back to it. Because if I reply, I'm thinking for some people, if I reply, I'll read it later, I'll get back to you later. Sometimes they'll send another message like right away. So then it ends up being like this little cycle thing. So I'm leaning more towards just circling back to it later. Number 2, stop checking messages when I'm multitasking and don't have time to give attention to it that it deserves, which kind of goes along with what I was just saying. Because some stuff is real easy and real quick. So the bottom line is, stop checking messages and emails during my wake ups. I somewhat did it today, and I had to remind myself, like, wait a minute, you said you want to stop doing that. Another thing is stop pushing myself too hard. That started the other day when I rescheduled that live stream, because y'all know I be pushing through some physical pain and migraines, and I need to stop doing that. And as much as I talk about, self-care and, all of that stuff, I'm just like, girl, sometimes you suck at it. Like, if you need to just take a beat, then just take a beat and stop trying to, force yourself to do things. Even if it's a budding migraine, sitting in front of all these lights do not help at all. And it ends up just making it worse, like after the fact. So you're not pushing myself too hard. I can't say don't push myself at all, because I know how I am and I still will. But as far as my physical health, I need to just, if I'm not feeling well that day, I just need to reschedule it and learn to be okay with rescheduling it. Because that's the thing, because then I'm looking at my calendar like, where can I fit this in amongst all this other stuff? You know what I'm saying? So that plays into it too. But so that's part of it. And how I did for the last 2 things that I rescheduled, the lives that I rescheduled, a video I had scheduled for later in the week, I put that in a spot. So just so there would be something for y'all to see, since I wasn't there for the live stream. And I don't schedule videos if possible, whether it's possible not to. I don't like to schedule videos on days when I do live streams. And so also I want to keep an evergreen video on standby. Evergreen content is stuff that's always relevant regardless. Is it 20 after? Okay, you can take these. Was it? Yeah, because we started putting on at like 5 after. Evergreen content is content that, my eyes aren't irritated, so that's good. Is that evergreen content is content that's, I'm reading comments. It's content that's relevant whenever you upload it, whenever you schedule it. And so just to have one of those on standby. Right now, I don't even know if I have any videos scheduled, but yesterday I did schedule the member requested lives. So I did schedule those live streams yesterday, and I did the thumbnails, edited the description box, excuse me, and all of that stuff. But I do need to do some videos, and that's why I'm wondering if I want to do this creative art with art collab after this, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So, and again, if you guys have anything that you're working on or want to do for 2026 and beyond, like with Buzz Lightyear, it's a shame that I knew that, but feel free to chime in with what you're going to be working on. So it'll be something maybe like easy everyday natural makeup, which is something I normally don't do, and so I wouldn't be in a rush to post that but it's evergreen because somebody's always looking for an easy makeup tutorial, and maybe some more beginner stuff. Hello. I don't know what that means. What am I doing? Okay. I haven't done this in so long. Okay. And as far as content, so that's something for content too that's going to change. Here might be some more reschedules, which means means I should have content on standby. Content channel changes. We did a members poll, and we will be doing. Yeah, and I didn't want to sit here and be trying to figure it out, and I was not going to ask. So we are going to be doing at least two members live streams a month, because right now we're doing one, and then if something comes up, I do a second one. So that's how it'll be in a way, because we're doing at least two a month, and if something pops up, it'll be a third one. And with that, it'll be on one of our days, maybe I want to say maybe a Monday, because we're still going to do the 3 lives a week for 2026, unless something changes. And the one on Monday is just usually something easy, something lighthearted coming off of the weekend. Swatches of a palette. We're not going to be doing beauty budgets until April, so it'll just be something regular. And Tuesdays is when we do our member requested looks as a public live, and Thursdays is usually something else. But we'll probably do one of the Mondays as the other members live, and the second one maybe on a Thursday, like later in the month. This is the year of no shenanigans for you, Tanya. That is awesome. Yeah, because it's too much, too many shenanigans. So doing 3 lives a week, and sometimes I schedule videos for weekends depending on what it is. If it's something like when I was showing cooking stuff or skincare, I would post that on a Saturday or Sunday, but usually I don't schedule for the weekends. But doing lives 3 days a week, if it's a live stream doing a look, that leaves me with Wednesday and Friday to schedule videos of looks. And so it's like, are you my little cousin? But how would you know my YouTube if you was my little cousin? Are you my little cousin? Bryson? I don't think that's you, because I think they're out of the country right now. It's kind of eerie. But hello. It's kind of eerie. Kind of eerie. I have a second cousin by that name. That whole name. That's why I'm like. But they're out the country right now on vacation. That's kind of eerie. That's very eerie. I was going to ask members what they think about a weekend video, but that didn't go so well before. Someone requested a Saturday or a Sunday, and I was here, but it was only one other person here. No, they requested a Friday because of the time change, and they didn't show up. And so the one person that came in, I said, well, are you okay with coming back tomorrow, or just still do it today? And she said she was okay coming back tomorrow. So we came back on a Saturday. That same person still never showed up. And I was just like, okay, we're not doing that. we're not doing that. And that's the reason I don't try to, that's the reason I don't usually schedule on Saturdays or Sundays is because of the weekends. So people got things to do, off work, more time with the kids, that type of thing. And so that is what we're doing for the live streams and for videos. One of our Monday live streams may be a commentary live stream. And I'll do a members post to see if they have topics they would like me to discuss. I really don't keep up with a lot of stuff though. But if they were to say something, I would look into it. So I don't know. Because there's always something going on. I still have that idea for a late night troll play live stream rolling around in my head, and that would be like a late Friday night, like late meaning like midnight or something, or late night Saturday night, which would be Sunday morning or afternoon for those who are international, because I wanted to just test it to see if we can get some more international trolls in. That's what I wanted to see, because we do have some who pop in now already, but I wanted to see if we can get some more just to test it and see like what the turnout is going to be. And hey, Sophia, and hoping that it's not just going to be like straight crazy with the not so good trolls. And I do still have your request, Jen, for period makeup, and that'll be scheduled for Tuesday. Did I schedule that already when I scheduled the lives yesterday for members request? I don't think so. Because even though that might be, it is a regular look. It'll be look based on, the 1950s or, something like that. But I'll still consider that troll play. So I do have that typed on here. I'm going to put a mark by it to make sure. I've been all right. That's a loaded question. I've been doing all right. How about yourself? And then I'm going to put a question to myself. Did I schedule it? I think I scheduled 3 or 4 last night. Thank you. And so that's kind of it for this year. Just being more protective of my peace and just locking in the content we're going to do. The biggest change will just be at least 2 members live streams a month versus the 1. And so that means, of course, I'm going to be asking members, is there anything particular that they want me to do or to talk about? One member's live stream will still be the member shop my stash, and that look will be done in a public live stream. And so the second one, I'll post for members, like, is there anything particular you want me to do or want me to talk about or want to see or whatever. And so that's kind of it. So that's it for my life changes for 2026. Even though protect my peace sounds like it's simple, like it's really not, because that includes like everybody in my life, and it includes my time, how I allocate my time, things that I do, places I go, things that people ask of me, yada 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 yada. And so I was chatting the members when they had said before story time, do a story time live stream and talk about, I'll be thinking, I'll be seeing things. You won't be grabbing your phone if you wake up. It's a habit. And it started when my mom was in the nursing home, because I'm like, oh, okay, is this somebody? Because my family knows I'm asleep during the day. And so if it was a phone call, okay, let me just look and see who it is, because it might be the nursing home. And my family knowing that I would be asleep, they would text me. So if the nursing home would call one of my aunts, they would text me. And so that's how I got in the habit of, when I wake up, check my phone. So that's how that happened. And that was so long ago, and I'm still in that habit. Sophie is asking how you're doing, Janet. She's waiting for an answer. Yeah, she put, that's good. What about you, Janet? Oh, Janet put, I'm doing okay. Oh. And Sophie said, that's good. So what's the okay question mark? Like me checking my phone when I wake up. I know I shouldn't, but that's how I got in the habit, and it just stuck with me because she was in a nursing home for years, 4 or 5 years, and so I got in that habit, and I need to get out of that habit. And so, and as far as messages, oh, so story time. The members voted for story time. When I voted, like I mentioned it in the video, like just silly things I've done or like funny stories or situations that have happened. And I was just like, I gotta think about that. But as I've been thinking about stuff, I have been writing them down. And then Janet co-signed on it, like, yeah, do such and such. So we will be doing that. And chatting with some people a couple of days ago, a week ago, we were talking about dating stories. And then I'm like, maybe I should include some of those in my story time, or excuse me, just do that as a separate live stream, because I feel like if I start talking about that craziness, it's going to just take over. And so I'm thinking to do that separate. But I have wrote down a few stories, but it is just crazy. And like the older, for me and for people I know, dating as you get older gets worse. And Janessa says it's like trying to find the least broken thing in the thrift store. I forget exactly how she says it, but yeah, because people have issues and don't realize it. And it's just like, dude, seriously, I don't think I want to do the next part of the dance because I have to cartwheel off of a chair. That sounds dangerous for me to do. Why would you do that? Like, okay, never mind. Never mind. Have fun, girl. Just be careful. Be safe. And so that's kind of it. And I don't know why I thought this was going to take so long. Like, I don't even know. I don't know why I thought this was going to take a long time. But so do you guys have anything that you're changing for this year? As far as being more protective of my peace too, that includes, if I'm at a point where I need to just cut somebody out of my life, I will just go dark. Especially if we've already had a conversation about stuff. And the perfect example will be the dude that always talks about how he doesn't communicate well. He felt bad because I was so tired. Then he tried to gaslight me because I was tired that day or whatever. And so I told you I read him up, down, left, right, center. And he emailed back, that's a lot to process, but he didn't process any of it. So I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't have nothing else to say to you because you got all these issues and all this stuff that you just want to act like you never did and that it never happened. That don't work with me. That doesn't work with me. And so he did message me. He emailed me sometime in November. And he was saying, I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about scheduling a session. What do you think? I didn't reply back. When I'm done with somebody, I don't reply. I don't reply back. And if he thinks about it, he would understand why. You have to firm up your boundaries and become more assertive with family. And my professional life is not an issue. Yeah. Oh, that's good, Skinny Queen. And so I didn't answer back because everything about him is just pure selfishness. It's just like, if he don't get what he wants, then it's a problem. But anyway, which is not my problem. Janessa says, I have a goal of starting a photography pop-up business with my photographer friend so I can get more use value out of all these props I buy. That would be a great idea because all of this stuff in here that you came up with and the one last year and the 1 year before that, before I knew you had calendars, yeah, I think you really should. And then I didn't answer back, as I said. So then a couple weeks later, he messaged me. It was Thanksgiving. And he sent me an email. Happy Thanksgiving, D. I didn't reply back. When I'm done with somebody, I do not reply, period. Whether you call, whether you text, whether you email, whether you leave a voice message, I do not reply back. So if anybody wants to know, when I'm done with somebody, I do not reply back. And if he were to email me and say, I thought about that email you wrote and this and this and this and that, and he was trying to process it, that'd be something different. But if I'm telling you, you have some severe behavioral issues and, I'm not going to tolerate that, and you just act like it never happened, I don't have nothing to say to you after that. And I did tell y'all when he did ask me for dinner again, and I'm like, I don't think that would be a good idea because when I meet you for dinner, I'm always intentionally losing sleep to hang out with you, but then you had a complaint last time because I was tired. So no, I don't think that'd be a good idea for me to go to dinner with you because I'm going to be tired like I always am. And since it's a problem for you, I don't think it's a wise choice for me to put myself in that position. He didn't even answer back that email. So I'm just like and I did put it on me, which is what I'll do. I'm not putting myself in a situation. I don't think it'd be wise for me to put myself in a situation for you to have a problem because I'm sleepy. He did not reply back to my reply to him asking me to for dinner. So that's very telling too. So you just want to just breeze over and act like everything is okay. No. And so that's when I stopped messaging him back. So he messages in November. Oh, I've been thinking about you. I'm thinking about scheduling the session. What do you think? I ain't answer back. And then he emailed Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, D. I didn't reply back. Christmas. Merry Christmas, D. I didn't reply back. Earlier today, Happy New Year, D. I didn't reply back. I didn't reply back. Because even saying same to you, that opens that door again. No. And so that, yeah, when I'm done with somebody, I do not answer back. I don't care what you say, unless you are processing something that we previously talked about that was a huge issue, because that was a huge ass issue. The dumb shit that he was saying and how he was acting. And just little stuff along the way that I just been kind of like, I'm not around him enough for that to, for me to even be concerned about that. But if you're going to try and read me over something that I can't help, which is being sleepy, then listen, I'm going to read you all the stuff that you do have control over that you seem to think is okay. No. They just want to see if they got away. Exactly. If you are still open, but they have no good intentions. His intentions is selfishness. Just want to see if you're still writing carols. So at this point, there's been 4 emails, just little stuff. I have not replied back. So when I'm done with somebody, I don't reply back, period. If I still reply to people, I'm still trying to figure it out or just trying to wait to see what's going to happen. And sometimes it's funny because so, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes to me it's funny because if we've had, not to say a falling out, but like that situation with him, I would consider that a falling out. Like if I'm reading you because you tried to gaslight me and I'm listing all these different things that's been happening over the years, to me that's a big thing. And to just act like it never happened or to just completely ignore, all of those things which were factual, then it's just like, what is there to say to you? Because you want to just, you are who you are. Exactly. And so that's my thing for now and moving forward is to be more protective of my peace, to be more protective. Just take me off the roster, buddy, right? And it's usually people who don't have a lot of friends. They do something fucked up and then I cut them off and then they still keep trying to creep back. So I'm like, you just go find somebody else you're cool with. That's all. And it's ironic sometimes, well, maybe not, the people that gravitate to me, yo, what is this on my arm? What is this? It was itching, and I'm like, I pulled up my sleeve. What is that? The hell? Y'all, when I tell y'all, there's always something with me. It always is. I'm just like, what is that? I'm gonna put some cream on it after this. So after this, I think I'm gonna do a video. I don't know how it would have gotten into my shirt, and I have on a hoodie under this sweatshirt, and this is long sleeve. So like, how the hell? How would it have? Because you see what I got to do to get to it. Like how would that have even did that? I'm going to say no, Tanya, because it's only right here. If it was this shirt, it would be on this arm too, because I do have a short sleeve shirt on under this. And so if it was this arm from here down would be irritated, and it would be more irritated here than just that spot in here. You know what I'm saying? And along my neck, and, and I've been wearing a hoodie today, so it's like my head would have been itchy or whatever, so... And I've had this for a couple years, and I've worn it quite often, and I've never had issues. So I'm just like, what the heck? So I'm sitting here like, why is it itching? My skin, No, and I've been using the same detergent for like 30 years. Well, they might have changed the detergent, but... So I think I'm gonna do a video after this. I kind of just want to chill though, but I do need to have a video done. The Creative Art with Heart collab thingy, so I might do that. And so, anybody else have anything that they're going to work on for this year? Not as a resolution, because resolutions usually don't last past like March or April. Do any of you, other than the two that spoke about already, have anything that you're going to change this year and moving forward as far as a lifestyle change? So that's the biggest one for me, is being more protective of my peace. And it's kind of ironic in a way because, hey, Justin, same to you. You balance the colors. Because I don't even hang with that many people. So it's just like, there are a few things you were changing this year, says Janet. Build up my savings account. Ooh, I've been working on that. Ooh, yeah. We're talking about what we're changing for 2026, not necessarily resolutions, but lifestyle changes. Because a lifestyle change is something to change your life permanently versus a resolution, which, oh, I'm going to go to the gym. And then by April, nobody ain't going to the gym no more, except for the gym rats. Yeah, so being more protective of my peace. And excuse me, even though it's not on here, pushing the business side of things. And I was working on that when I was playing Tanya's video today. Tanya, your video kept stalling, like through the whole entire video. Like you would say something, it would like kind of just freeze and stall. Like it was just constant throughout the video. But I did play the whole thing. I was sitting at my desk. I had you on my TV, and my desk faces the TV, and I was on my laptop doing business stuff. But I did watch it. And at the end, when you were like, okay, did y'all, what do you think? At that point, I was making a salad. And so I was like, oh, hold up. So I went and got my glasses and was looking at the screen. And I'm like, that side is those of colors. And then you was like, are y'all ready? This side is those of colors. I'm like, yeah. That silver is what did it for me. Because most luxury brands, like their shimmers and metallics don't be that bright. So I was like that. And then I used to have that palette too. And so I'm like, that's that palette. I don't know, but I was just like, when I first started it, and then you froze up, I was just like, and then it started, and it just, I was like, oh. So well, I'll just run it to give you some watch time. So I'm like, I'll just run it. And so thank you for keeping me company today with that. I was like, that should have been a live stream. Oh man, but time does go by fast. I'm working on finances, says Justin. Make that money work for me instead of the other way around. Absolutely. And that's why I'm pushing the business. And so, I have a checklist of things to do to get that rolling. And I forget that I'm advertised already on a couple places. And I don't remember even doing some of those places. And whatever it is, it was from like in the beginning, which now is like a year and a half old. Yeah, almost a year and a half old. So I'm gonna go back in and like do a for real like advertisement. You watched it before you posted it with no issues, but yeah, time got away from me. Yeah, but I still watched it. I was just like, I'm working. She'll keep me company. But Google made me mad. I got mad at Google because it was asking me if I wanted to advertise on Google, like do a business thing on Google, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be easy, just set up a thing. And then it was free. So I'm like, okay, yeah. And so I went through all these steps, do all this stuff, put in all this information, and then it wants you to verify. And so it wouldn't let me verify. So I'm like, I done spent 20 minutes on this and it won't let me verify. And so that's not happening. So I'm like, because they tried to pre-fill the email. It's like, if you're asking me to verify with my email, let me put in my email address. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just like, okay, that's kind of ridiculous. So that was 20 minutes of wasted time. But there's other stuff that I want to do to get that rolling for this year because I accepted that. Well, not accepted it. Well, yeah, accepted it because I was stubborn in that, I'm working in a community I want to work in. And then I was thinking like, but still, you can still work with individual clients that want regular stuff done, and it don't always have to be at a party. So I'm just like, you're right. It's a business. So branch out, do different things, have more than one avenue. And so, yeah, so I'm doing stuff to tap into that and see, who comes in And I did look up different places to advertise, and there's a lot of different places to advertise. A lot of it is wedding stuff, and y'all know I don't want to do wedding makeup for one because I don't want to be I don't want to be known as a bridal makeup artist because, and honestly, taking more breaks from online. Yes, yes. I forget to go outside and take a walk. I'm going for a walk in the bed. All right. Yeah, how the kids say touch grass, like get off the digitals and go outside. I've been working on reducing my screen time now, probably for like 4 months or so, which means watching more YouTube on TV, which means less commenting because I forget to go back and comment on the videos I'm watching or the live streams that I'm watching. But yeah, definitely reducing less screen time. And also for emails and stuff. Like I don't always have to check that on my phone. I can go to my laptop when I'm doing other work and then just, factor that into the time I'm going to be sitting at my desk. But yeah, definitely. We had snow overnight, y'all. We had a winter snow squall warning. And I'm like, what? I ain't thinking nothing of it because I was in the bed, look, checking my messages in the bed while I was on the wake up. And so when I got up and when I did look out the window, it was snow in the grass, snow on the cars. I'm like, eh. But it was like 29 degrees outside. Whew. If we're working on that screen time, I'm sure you didn't know. It did help because it was on my TV, not on my phone. When I say reducing screen time, I mean screen time on my phone. So having you on my TV did not affect the screen time on my phone. That's great. Justin says, Janet, I go for walks, but usually take my phone and listen to something instead of paying attention to the world around me. Hello. I'm trying to figure out how to say that. Mika? Mika Plazy Forsaken? Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong, but hi. Oh, Miku. Hi. Thank you for being here. As long as you're in an area, Janet, where it's safe. Because if you were like somewhere where like a busy environment somewhere, those are the people who get targeted, get their purses stolen or pockets picked or whatever because they're not paying attention to what's going on around them. But if you're somewhere that's safe and you know what's around you, then that's okay. But yeah, so I don't ever, like when I'm out in places, I'm like, sometimes I don't take my phone, just my Apple Watch. If there's an emergency, at least you have that. Yes. Hello, KY for life. Yay. How are you doing? And so, what was I saying? What purse? I know I hate carrying purses too. I like crossovers. Like I just don't. I ain't got time for all that. I be stuffing stuff in my pockets. What was I talking about? I do not even remember. I really forgot what I was talking about. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Why I don't want to be known as a bridal makeup artist because I don't want all of my clients' makeup to be similar. To me, that would be boring. If there's a bride, it might be at least like 3 bridesmaids and the bride's mom or the groom's mom. So you got 5 faces and they all look similar. Like I don't want that for myself. And also because of my disability, even when I'm working on one client, if I'm not careful about how I'm standing, my back pain will flare up, my hip pain will flare up, my knee pain will flare up. And so I'm like, am I going to be able to do 5 faces or 3 faces? When I have clients back to back down at the space, y'all, my muscles and joints be like, bitch, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm making money, damn it, leave me alone. But so that's another thing I think about too, because sometimes people have these huge bridal parties, and I'm like, I would do it, but I would be in so much freaking pain. So that's another reason too. Taking care of my physical health and knowing what I can and cannot comfortably do. Because sometimes one client, if I'm standing sideways, my back be like, girl. And I'd be like, oh shit, let me straighten up and stop, leaning. Because when I look side to side sometimes, I just be kind of like, Yeah, I need to move different, stand different, and be aware of all of that. And I have gotten better at that because so many times I'm just like, oh my God, my back. I don't even doing this face for 25 minutes and I'm already in pain. And so, but I have been getting better with that. But that's part of it too, as far as being known as a bridal makeup artist. And they are busy in the spring and in the summer, depending on where they're located. They are busy. If you're in a tropical environment, you're busy all year round. But depending where you are, like where I am, it's just like the spring and summer, you're going to be slammed, and then the fall and winter, you kind of just chill. Um, but yeah, so work goes in cycles, and that's something I've learned too. It's been a lot of learning lessons with the business in 2025, and all of it has been good. Just learning, like learning what it is and what it's not, what happens, the possibilities, and okay, what if this doesn't go this way, or just understanding like the demographics of where I am and what's going on and what events are good events to work at, which ones are just like, girl, don't even bother. Excuse me, and networking with people and understanding and learning like what that's like with different people because everybody's different, every organization is different, and so just being flexible to just roll with it and decide like is this like a company or an organization that I want to rock with. um and so, and also as far as protecting my peace, even if it's somewhere where it's like, wow, I would make good money, if it doesn't sit right with me, don't do it because that's going to disturb my peace, and peace of mind is priceless. And so that's something to consider too that I think about. It's like money's nice, but my physical and mental health is priceless, and you can't buy that. Not for me anyway. But so it's been, let me put this on all messages. So it's been a good year. It's been a good year of starting the business, and a lot of networking, which is good, and working on faces, which has been amazing. And but I did acknowledge and realize like I need to still be as enthusiastic about individual clients, not at events, as I am when I do go to events, because that'll give me more work and keep me busy and keep me fresh and all of that. So and back to content, I am going to do some beginner stuff to put on the higher tier channel because people still ask me about stuff, and I have a note in my calendar to ask to do another class. And depending on how it turns out, maybe do it every other month, maybe. But we'll see. But I have to write it up and send that to where it needs to go to see if they'll even accept it and say, yes, you can do this, or no, you can't. You're back from supper, says you're sorry. Don't be sorry you ate supper. Do not be sorry about that. Going into the new year wanting to be a better person. That was my resolution every year. You are an amazing person, Joe. Like seriously, like everything I've seen of you. I know we haven't met in person, but everything I've seen of you online is you're an amazing person. You're very upbeat, you're very encouraging, very supportive. And a lot of people are not. And so it's really noticeable. Yes, skinny queen. Not necessarily resolutions, but lifestyle changes. I call mine lifestyle changes. Well, sometimes a revolution is a resolution. Sometimes they're the same. And sometimes the revolution needs to be televised, says Public Enemy. That wasn't them that said that, was it? I don't know. But yeah, that's what we're talking about. So I already went through mine and they were shorter. It seemed longer in my head for whatever reason. But it's really not that long. Yeah, so I don't know whether to say I'm excited to see like what'll come of the advertisements. So far, when people have contacted me, outside of the space for me to do their makeup, so far it hasn't worked out. I don't know why. I don't know if it's if my prices are what they don't want, or they just don't want to sign anything. Yours is to have fun. I see you already started with cartwheels and whatnot. And also because I schedule things, which any business you should, right? They're like, oh, can you come tomorrow? And I'm like, no. like in my mind, because they don't see my face when I'm reading the messages. But it's just like I don't do anything last minute like that, because when it comes to doing anything physical, I have to plan it because of my disability. Like I can't just jump up and go do something, because I also have to factor in what am I doing before that, and factor in downtime after that, because even when I work down at the space, it takes me a solid day and a half to recuperate from that. And so I can't just be like, oh yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. And then, there's a contract that needs to be done and all of that stuff. And some people, I think they just don't want to do that. And it tells me something about how they live their life when you just be like, oh, can you come tomorrow? Like, no. And then I wonder who they're working with, if like how they do their business, you know what I mean? And so it is a process. Like you have to schedule, just like if you go somewhere to get your hair done, you got to schedule that appointment. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, oh, tomorrow, unless you're that cool with the hairstylist and they're like, oh yeah, I have a cancellation today, come in. But yeah, it doesn't work. Like you just can't pop up tomorrow, because there's a contract, there's a deposit, and all of that stuff. And so some people, most of them, I don't even hear back from them, or they'll just be like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm like, okay. And so that's really interesting too, because then I'm like, who do they be dealing with that they can just. And so I don't know. So part of me, and I do know that some people, like, they just do that for their friends, or their friends are their clients. And so they be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to this party next week. Can you do my makeup? They're like, oh, yeah, sure. And there's no paperwork involved. I'm like, this ain't that. And so it's going to be interesting. Of course, I will keep the members at least updated on how stuff is going. But it's been interesting so far. And even when I get messages for quotes for parties, that hasn't worked out, because I do, if it's more than 30 miles round trip, there's a travel fee. And so I think some people just aren't aware of that. Like if you're 2 hours away, like that's a lot of wear and tear on my body, and a lot of gas and tolls depending on where they are. So it's like a lot of little things that factors into the cost. And I think that, really, how many kids does she already have? Congratulations to her and to you. And so it's very interesting. And so, yeah, I do need to definitely, and it is on my list to do, I definitely need to, do you charge federal mileage? I don't know what federal mileage is. I know what mileage is. I don't know what federal is. Her second one, oh, okay. I go by what like Google Maps says as far as mileage. I don't know what federal mileage is. I just know mileage is mileage. And so it is on my, and I might do that later. That's why I'm not sure if I want to do a makeup look after this live stream, because I do want to get back to the business stuff and changing the ads. Because I'll get an email like, your ad is still live, such and such, and I'm like, oh, for real? I'm like, I forgot that was there. And so I do need to go tighten those up, because that'll help too, because it'll be more local or local-ish, or places that aren't like 2 hours away. Like each year, the Fed sets a standard rate per mile for reimbursement. I'm going to say no. They did that when I worked. They would tell us how much they would pay us, per mile for work, because most of my clinical work was driving here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could. That was a good question. 2 little beautiful grandbabies. Yeah. And they had told us either we can just do the standard mileage or do actual mileage and tolls, because they said like one included that and one didn't. Is it really? 7.25 per mile. I'm gonna write that down. Thank you. Thank you. The VA is cheap. I didn't calculate it, but it says Google Maps says, because we do a travel reimbursement form, and it says it's 11.2 miles to get to the VA hospital. And so they they approved payment for, I think it's like $9.62. So maybe, because that's almost a dollar a mile. But then they take out a deductible, and I'm like, for what? And so from the $9.62, I get $3.62. So you're taking out a $6 deductible? If you have more than like 6 appointments in a month, that caps off the deductible. But I'm just like, thank you for the $3. Like, it's it is weird. I don't know what they do with the deductible, but it's a certain amount like per month that they deduct. And so if you have more than like 6 appointments, like that 6th appointment, when you put in for your travel reimbursement, it won't take off the deductible. Yeah, I never asked about it, because to me it's just so frivolous. I'm just like, is it even worth me just asking? I'm just like, you know what? No, it's not. It's not. Because I have to go to my appointments, and you do the travel thing afterward. And so like I gotta go anyway. So I'm just like, my glass has been tearing up my face. I fell asleep with my glasses on. That's why it's all red up here. Because my glasses sit right here. And so, yeah, it is weird. That's a lot per mile. Thank you, Joe, for putting that. So that's another thing, too. If they're like 2 miles away, like 2 hours away, I'm like, that's a lot of gas. And a lot of body pain. My body is uncomfortable after 10 to 15 minutes of driving. And so even when I go down to the space, I'm just like, oh, my God. Because that's an hour. So I'm like driving 2 hours each way. That's 4 hours on the road. So I'm just like, and I think that's something a lot of people don't think about. They're just like, oh, I'm having this party for my kids, and, what is your quote, and da-da-da-da. And then when I'm looking at where it is, I'm like, they ain't gonna like this price. At my job, they only pay mileage for a business, not from your home, unless it's a shorter distance from destination. Well, my jobs were mobile. One of the jobs didn't even have an office. They used another company's office. So it was strictly mobile. Like they didn't even, like they had a corporate address, but we didn't have an office, a physical office to go to. So they couldn't even do that from the business, because corporate was in a whole nother state. Yeah, that's why you're so messed up physically today. All the traveling from and it takes me days to recover. And so I need to really be like, And also I'm like, if somebody's like, oh, can you come do my makeup 11 o'clock on Friday? I'm thinking I'll be sleeping in the morning. And that's why, too, I need to know ahead of time. Like, you can't message me today, because somebody had messaged me and they wanted something done like 2 days later at like 9 a.m. And I'm like, so I wrote that what my next availability was, which I was shocked. When I looked at my calendar, okay, thank you, Skinny Queen. She posted on my community tab, y'all. If y'all want to see her grandbaby after the live stream, y'all go over there and get that. If you go to my channel page, it'll say something like visit community. You click on that, and that's where you can post whatever you want to post. And I was shocked, because when I looked at my calendar to see when my next availability was, it was like 3 weeks away. And I'm like, damn, bro, you be busy. So she's asking for 2 days later, and I'm like, my next availability is like such and such. I was shocked, because I be thinking I don't be busy. I be busy. I was like, damn. So I didn't hear back from her, but I was just like, I was shocked. I'm like, wow, like I really am not available until such and such. So anybody else with any lifestyle changes that they're making starting now, or things that you are continuing to work on from last year? That feels weird saying last year. Oh man. You're right after, not right now. Don't look now. And so Excuse me. I do want to do a look though, because I haven't done makeup in like 3 days. But then part of me is just like, girl, just chill. And then I'm back to, but you don't have any content. I think I have one video. I'm not even sure. So I'm just going back and forth, which means I probably won't. But then if I don't do makeup, then that means I'm definitely going to do the business thing anyway. Hey, Fuller. You have been dieting. It's a plan called. That was funny. That was funny. It's one of them things where people be like, yeah, I need to tighten my belt. Because prices and everything are going up. And sometimes people are just, and I'm not saying this is how that person was, but I know some people, like, they just eat whenever, whatever. And price and stuff going up. Now they be like, maybe I shouldn't buy, 2 bags of chips. $2. I'm not going to get 2 bags of chips. I'm not going to get no chips. And I can say I have altered. I don't buy a lot of snacks like I used to. Because I'm like, I need to just have, like, food. Like, food and not snacks. But I do, when CVS has those 40% off coupons, that's when I'll go and get, like, the bag of chips or, the big bag of Skittles. I got a bag of Trolleys. They were 40% off. So I got the big bag of Trolleys. So that's the only time I really get like sugary snacks or chip. Well, I get chips sometimes from BJ's. Get the 2 large bags for like $9, which is actually really cheap because at regular stores they're like $5-6 for the same size. Skinny Queen says she needs to start a new diet because the seafood diet I'm on isn't helping. Yeah, that's like the non-poverty diet. Yeah, so some people be like, yeah, I need to tighten my belt. Tighten my belt. So that might have been what that was about, Janet. I'm thinking, I'm not sure. And that's why I laugh, because I've heard people say stuff similar to that before. Or they'll be like, oh, yeah, I lost weight because, I stopped eating 3 meals a day. Now I eat 2 meals a day, like that type of thing. And it is a thing, it depends on how your money's rolling or not rolling. Yeah. I like seed food and you eat it. Seafood or seed food? Because I do put seeds in my salads. Pepitas and sunflower seeds. All right, yeah, we're going to go because I'm just babbling at this point. But thank you those who shared what your lifestyle changes are going to be for this year. And so, yeah, more protective of my peace. Because I'm too old to be dealing with nonsense. And I was telling somebody, might have been a live stream, like the older you get, the less fucks you have to give. And it's just like, I don't know if them things did anything, but I noticed something today. I was watching a 3-year-old video, the Dream Palette from Natasha Denona, and notice I didn't say my Dream Palette because I did get that before the no-buy when I refreshed a few of my other palettes. And so I was looking back at those, and this eye, which it used to be darker here than over here. But this eye, when I was looking at that video, I had like so many friggin' wrinkles. And so I'm like, it doesn't look like that now. But also back then, this bag wasn't that prominent either. So I have less wrinkles now and the bag is more prominent. And I'm thinking this up here has to do with, whatever eye products that I'm using. But I was looking at that video like, damn, girl. It was darker and it had like more lines. And it is a lot of lines now. But I was looking at that video like, damn. Because I did my eyes first in that video. And so, yeah, sometimes I don't notice stuff till like way after the fact. I'm going to use your makeup, whether on white. Tanya, and I meant to go back and leave another comment saying that it was good to see you putting on makeup because it's been a while. And I know I've been like, Tanya, come on. So you did start doing videos, and then I'm like, okay, you're going to use that makeup and do a video, right? But it was really good seeing you put it on makeup. It really was. I'm going to use makeup whether white or not because it was fun. It is. It was fun putting on the other day. It is. It is so much fun. Yeah, so I'm like, let me just stay off my phone. But yeah, I meant to go back and do that. I feel like I should get myself a new palette. But I just bought one and it comes tomorrow. So for now, I'm going to Say, hold on, skinny, not yet. There's one coming. Yeah. I used my last 2 exemptions. And that should be here tomorrow. And I told my accountability partner, I'm not going to even show those. Or the MAC palette that I put together that I used my first exemption for that one, for that one shadow. What do y'all think about that post I did that the pans, the new shadows, the pans are plastic? I'm like, excuse me? And I used this and I had lit a tea light. I had turned the little tea light candle upside down. And well, I turned the tea light candle holder upside down and put the candle on top. You know, the little tea lights, right? So that's what I was using for a heat source. And I had these jacked up tweezers. These tweezers. And they're jacked up because I don't know how they got like that. Like, look. Why is this? I don't know what I was trying to do. But look at this. They're supposed to be straight. This one is hanging out going that way. This one is bent this way, but going this way. So I was using these to hold to hold the shadow over the tea light. And so I kept looking to see, you know, when it gets that little circle in the middle. I don't know, but I don't like it. Because it's not consistent. So when I did put the palette together, those are the only 2 you don't see the metal pan. It was. And so when I saw it had the little hole at the bottom from melting the plastic, right? I took it and held it in this hand. No, because it was plastic. So I held the side of the compact and I put this through the hole at the bottom. It went straight through the shadow. So this is the shadow. It went straight up. And I'm like, how'd it go through the pan? So I looked, and that's when I realized it was a plastic pan. Because I didn't pay it no attention because I'm always used to MAC always having metal pans. And so thankfully it was a dual chrome, which is like a metallic, and so it was easy just to press it back down. But I was just like, excuse me, sir, ma'am, non-binary? So the other one, I just used these jacked up tweezers, and I just gently just pried it out. So that's the good thing, is that it's easier to depot, and you don't need heat with it. And one of them was the older one, which had a metal pan. So back to holding it over heat, and then it gets the hole in it, and then, you know, stick that thing in there, and the pan pops up. But I was just, yeah, that thing went straight through the shadow, and I'm like, what is this? It's like, what the hell? And then I noticed it was black. I'm like, this is plastic. I'm like, what? I don't like it. I don't like it. And maybe they did and I missed it. I don't know. But if you're going to use cheaper materials, take at least $1 off the price. Says me who gets 40% discount. But I was shocked because I didn't pay attention. And it's easy to see it because when you look at it, you can see that it's not silver, the silver ring. And so it's like, okay, like I'm going to show you this one. So for these, all of them, you see silver. I didn't even pay attention to it. But now that I know, it's black. So 2 in that palette is just black. And I'm just like, I like, my OCD likes stuff to be consistent. But I was like, so thankfully it wasn't a matte shadow, because that would have cracked and shattered that shadow. So thankfully it was a metallic. I was just like, what the hell? It's like, what the hell is that? What's going on? I don't know what it is. Yeah, and when I told y'all when I went to get it, I had took 2 compacts with me that I had bought like in the beginning of November. One was in the larger compact than the other, and it's more product when I looked at the grams. And so I took each one with me to show her, like, okay, is this going to fit in the pan because the compact is bigger, which doesn't necessarily mean the pan is bigger, but because it's more product than the pan, I'm thinking, is this going to fit into the thing? She's like, oh yeah, you know, the ones in the bigger, you know, whatever, they're the newer ones. So she mentioned the newer stuff, but she didn't mention that it wasn't in metal anymore. But now we know. Now we know. And so any other lifestyle changes or whatever, so I will show that palette. And we do have a name for it already. I'm looking at it. Me and my 2 best Judies, they helped me name it. Hello, Cuppy Yuppie. How are you today? Are you? That's the question. Actually, I'm a troll. Thank you, Janet. You're buying Janessa's calendar. Please do that. That calendar is so pretty. That calendar is so pretty. It really is. And I'm looking at it right now. It is just so cute. Well, Janessa's cute. Janessa be rocking. So yeah, being more protective of my peace. My heat just kicked on. I feel hungry, so I think I'm gonna eat and then get back to business, and then if I feel like it later, do this look. Janessa was on. Who asked? That was Janet that did that. Unless I'm missing something, which I probably am. I don't know why Tanya didn't write the company to ask. Because it's already done. It is. No, and I didn't notice it until the other day when I was depotting them. But I didn't feel like I didn't care enough to write the company and be like, why did y'all do that? But if you write them and ask them, let me know what they say though. Yeah, it was a shock when that thing went straight through the shadow. Like this is the shadow, and this was up here, and I'm looking at it like, and then I turned it upside down, and I'm pressing it back. What the hell? Like that ain't supposed to do that. Hi Meredith, how are you? Yeah, so I'm eating, and I had a salad earlier. I did finish drinking that golden goodness. I did not break out in any hives. And this is not a hive. So I was just now thinking, what if that was this? But this is not a hive. This looks like contact dermatitis. So I'm going to put some cream on here. I do have some hydrocortisone cream I'm going to put on here. Yeah, that's not a hive. So I didn't break out from that, which is good. But then sometimes I can eat or drink something, and it might take days and days of me eating it or drinking it for it to cause a reaction. So I'm hoping it's not like that. How are you doing today, Meredith? Oh, Willow. Hi, Willow. Yeah, I get names mixed up too. But with the brush. Yeah, I know you do. Thank you, Janet. So that's not what this is. I don't know what it just happened when I sat here. It started itching. I'm like, let me look at it. So most of it is red because I was scratching it like through I was going like this. So yeah, I'm gonna go put some cream on there. And I don't see any bites. I don't know. So I'm gonna fix something to eat. Looking in my kitchen. I don't think it's a bug bite because it has too much to go through to get in there. I got this on and then I got this on. So it had to find its way all the way through there to get all the way up there. So I doubt that it's a bug bite. But if it is, it's been there all day. Been in there all day. Wait a minute. I got one too. I just... You got sympathy bug bites. Yeah, Janet, they're not fun. I'm glad you're good, Willow. Yeah. Oh my gosh. They hello, Hondo Miller. The dermatologist, when they sent me to an out clinic, meaning outside of the VA hospital, they diagnosed me with chronic urticaria. Urticaria is hives. Because there was a time period I was just breaking out, not knowing from what, and it was lasting for like months. And I'm just like, this is insane. Like, what is this? And they said some people it could be anything. It could be how the wind's blowing that day, and then the pollen. I mean, it could be anything. And so, hey, Sansa Ray, Happy New Year to you too. We were talking about what lifestyle changes we're making from now forward, and we are just about wrapping up. My biggest one is, I got something in my eye. My biggest one is being more protective of my peace. That's my biggest one. Being more protective of my peace. And so they diagnosed me with chronic urticaria and prescribed for me to double up on my allergy meds that I take every freaking day anyway, just for regular allergies. Yeah, it's no fun. Guess chlorotrimidol, if they'll prescribe it. I don't have a copay, so even if it's vitamins, my doctor prescribes it for me. The hydrocortisone cream I have, I'm gonna put on this, which isn't a hive. He prescribed that. He prescribed my magnesium, my vitamin D. I'm like, I don't have a copay. He'd be like, okay, he'll put in the order and he'll mail it to me. You want to get an hour walk in every day. I need to do that so bad. And I'm not even going to lie to myself, Sons of Ray, and say I am. Because I keep saying I'm going to bust out my DVDs, my Zumba DVDs, my Taibo DVDs. And then I'll be, the next thing I know, I'm just stretched out on the sofa, scrolling Tubi or Netflix or something. But they can prescribe it. I don't have a copay. So I'm like, if I don't have to pay for it, they can prescribe it for me so I don't pay for it. Did you guys hear apparently Wednesday? I didn't hear anything about that lady recently. I heard you say that in your video, Tanya, you're gonna be wearing lashes more. By the third time I put them on, it was easy. So it was just practice. And it wasn't even a steep learning curve. And like you were saying, just getting closer to the lash line. And learning, for me, start from here and put them on, because I was starting putting them on here to here. And so when I was blinking, I could feel it like here, because it was too close to my tear duct. And so it was a few learning lessons. I'm proud of you too, because that's serious. Getting up and out. Years ago, I used to walk the park a lot, and I haven't been to the park, y'all, in ages. You know why? Summer's too hot and I'm heat sensitive. And then like fall comes and then it's winter. And I'm just like, it's too cold. I am so excited for you. Yeah, the ones I use mostly, well, yeah. No. I have magnetics, but then I have clusters also. Oh, well, thank you for the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, Hondo Miller. Janet walks every day. And you have a dog too, Janet, right? Because sometimes when you were here for the live, you're like, I'm taking y'all with me to walk the dog. I wonder if I would have one if I wasn't allergic. Because that would be good. You know, that would get me out the house at least for a walk 3 times a day. Yeah, so we're about to wrap this up. Skinny Queen, what are you talking about? Are you talking... Are you talking about this thing on my arm? What the fuck is going on, Dion? This is weird. Just appeared out of nowhere. Are you talking about this thing on my arm? So, Skinny Queen, you keep me on my toes, because sometimes I don't know what the heck you be talking about, and other times I do. And it's like that with Tanya sometimes too. I be like, And I think it's because when I talk, I just keep going, and I read the comments and keep going. And so by the time I see y'all comment, it might have been like 5 comments ago or something. I'll be like, what is she talking about? Or cartwheels and whatnot. He was like, let me charge my watch and hit this treadmill. Last time I was on a treadmill, I said, never again. I got off that treadmill. I turned around and fell because I was dizzy. And I do have vertigo issues too sometimes. And I'm like, never again. And I have never been on a treadmill again. They have one in the gym that's here. That was enough for me. I turned around, took 2 steps, and I was like, bloop, and I fell right on the floor. And the person I was with was like, you look like you was trying to do a ballerina turn. I'm like, what? I am not that graceful to be looking like I'm doing a ballerina turn. So I don't know what she saw. You walked and worked at the same time. That is awesome. You think they wear their lashes wrong because they make your eyes look droopy? They might either be too fluffy or too heavy. I don't know. KK Bradley would be able to tell you why. The ones I put on skin was so late. Like I had nothing on. Yeah, I do like the small ones better. Hello, Sleep When You're Dead. How are you? But what ones were you wearing, Tanya? I don't gatekeep. I noticed that these lashes had a lot of little madness rather than the big ones. Did you still have to put lash glue on? Because my magnetic ones came with this. In the first box I opened, this was completely dried out. And so I opened up another box, and this one isn't dried out. So I put this on, and the lashes just go, whoop. So it's something in this that the lashes just go, but this makes my eyelashes, my eyelids, that makes my lash line kind of sting a little bit just for a little while. Who's a scammer? On the box it says magnetic lashes, but it came with 2 of these in the box. You got mine from Ace Beauty. Ace Beauty. They are $4 per set with the lash Magnetic liner. Yeah, the last magnetic liner. So Skinny Queen, even if something is magnetic, what is it going to stick to? It got to still have something to stick to. Cake looks always be fire, in my opinion. In my opinion. Because something's magnetic, it still has to have something to stick to. All right, y'all, we're going to go. Yeah, the liner has magnetic particles in it. Yeah. Yep. But for my clusters, those aren't magnetic. So I have like duo glue over here. I have the Kiss Slash glue over here. Yeah. Tanya the scammer, she won't tell the one she wears. Oh, she probably didn't know what she was talking about because I didn't know what she was talking about. All right, y'all, we're going to go. Thank you for being here. Thank you, those of you who shared like what you're going to do this year. If any of us really remembers what any of us said, we can hold each other accountable. I'll be like, hey, did you go on your walk? How many walks did you do this week? If we remember to do that. Because the way my memory is set up. My memory is set up. I don't know, but thank all of you for being here. And oh damn, it's been almost 90 minutes already. I feel like we've been here for like 20 minutes. No, because it was 20 with the eye patches. So we're gonna go. I want to do makeup, but then I don't. I do need to eat though, because I'm hungry. So we're gonna go, y'all. For now, we do have live streams scheduled, which is awesome. Actually, our next live stream is tomorrow, and it's all about makeup brushes. What brushes you can use for this or that, whatever. But as you know, use whatever you want to use, however you want to use it, whatever way works best for you. Because there are quite a few people sometimes be asking me, I don't know like what to use. I don't know. And so I'm like, you know what? That'll be a good way to start this year. Everything you need to know about makeup brushes, which isn't going to be everything, because I'm not going to talk about what the bristles are made of and all that stuff, but. And this one was a slide-in because I decided like 2 days ago to put this for today. So yesterday's would have been the first for this year. But yeah, so tomorrow we're going to look at all of my brushes. I'm not going to talk about all the duplicates. I'm going to just show y'all what I have, pick out one of each and talk about it. And I'm going to have a bare face so that way I can be like, you can do this with it, that with it, that. So for people who are not familiar or they're new to makeup or they're like, I don't know what brushes to use, when really you can use whatever brush you want if it works for what you want it for. But you know, I knew when I first started too, I remember, okay, they said I need a blush brush to do blushes. You can use a contour brush, you can use a powder brush, you can, you know what I'm saying? And so, but that was, you know, you learn over time. So I'm like, I'm gonna just talk about it and hopefully it'll be helpful. So that'll be tomorrow night. It'll probably be long, I'm sure, because there's not a lot of brushes. But so we're gonna go for now. Thank all of you for being here. I appreciate all the new people that popped in and thumbs up. I do got a lot of thumbs up. Wow. So thank you for that. And oh, you have with elf brushes. I used to love me some Sonia Kashuk brushes from Target, the ones with the black handle, and they were bent in the middle. Like they were like tapered in like right here. So it would be this and then it'd be like a thing and then come down. I used to love those. And they were inexpensive and you can buy them in sets. You can buy them individually. I remember I had a lot of those brushes. Thank you, Janet. I'm not even going to, you know, I'm going to delete that because I don't even know what, I don't know. Yeah, the black handle ones. I love them brushes. And they were good quality too. And then they changed. I was using them for a few years. And when I went to get more, they had like different ones. And then they had a set for something. And I bought it. Those were trash. I'm just like, okay, they done messed up. Yeah, but I used to love those. Yeah, they were back then. Yeah, so we're going to go, y'all. We'll talk more about brushes tomorrow. And also, you know, think about tonight or the live, I'm sure I'll say it. Like, what are some of your favorite brushes that you use in a way that they say it's not? Like, I use this for my all the powders and stuff. And this is just like a powder brush. So just something that we use in a way other than like what it says we should use it for kind of thing. But she sold the company and it went down every time something sells. Y'all, I'm telling you, my gut is like, when PML sells, shit's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. But we're going to go for now. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Replay Crew. Thank you, those who circled back. I appreciate each and every one of you. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me tomorrow night. Bye.